Hey, what's up, the internet? This is Clinton Davis, and I have come prepared. Real quick, I want to apologize for not uploading yesterday. This is basically the same video that I would be uploading yesterday, but I'm uploading it today with some revisions. So yesterday's video had a lot of screw-ups. I was stumbling over my words, even too much to really edit it out because there was just so much, and I was just overall not happy with the video. And another problem that I had with the video was the length. I wasn't happy with the length. I thought it was too short, but then I looked into my analytics, and it turns out people are only watching about 2/3 of my videos. So then I thought that with this apology, that this video would be the typical viewing duration instead of the typical length of my videos, which the court of public opinion has deemed too long. So after 2 weeks of almost exclusively covering Donald Trump, I want to talk about the Dakota Access Pipeline. So basically, the Dakota Access Pipeline is a pipeline that was built on that is being built on Native American land. And I'm covering this fully accepting that I will get less views than usual because I know that my most popular videos are videos that use clips as thumbnails, and I will not be including any clips in this video. There are arguments being made that because this pipeline isn't being built on land that was bought, but rather land that was passed down from generations, or because there are no burial grounds on the property, that it is perfectly acceptable for this land to be built. And personally, I can see the argument a little bit behind the first point, but the second point makes no sense to me. I mean, burial grounds are considered sacred to Native Americans, but that's not the only thing that should help you decide whether or not to build an oil pipeline on their land. I mean, think about it like this. In Hinduism, cows are considered sacred animals. But if you were going to build an oil pipeline in India on land that was already owned by other people, you wouldn't decide whether or not to do that based on if there were cows on that property or not. The Department of Justice has released a statement. They said this: construction of the pipeline on Army Corps land bordering or under Lake Oahe will not go forward at this time. We request that the pipeline company voluntarily pause all construction activity within 20 miles east or west of Lake Oahe. And this is great because the Obama administration had previously been criticized for not releasing a statement on this. But what is also concerning is that according to the National Park Service, they said the numbers aren't exact, but they said up to 15 million people rely on the Missouri River, a river that the pipeline would go through for their main water source. And this is according to the National Park Service website. And of course, this is nothing new. We're just not used to it hitting this close to home. Every 4 years when the Olympics take place, hundreds of people are put out of their homes and put out on the streets, made homeless, because the Olympic Village is being built in their neighborhood. And of course, millions of people still choose to support the Olympics. But at least people have the option to not watch the Olympics. While many people, myself included, don't agree with fossil fuels, those same people also rely on it for transportation due to a lack of affordable EVs. And even many people who support the oil industry, I'd imagine, wouldn't support this pipeline being built. But unlike the option to not watch the Olympics, which some people might disagree, but those people are wrong, is an option we have. It is not an option that we have to not buy oil that was transported using the Dakota Access Pipeline. When we go to the gas station, there isn't going to be a sign that says this oil was transported using the Dakota Access Pipeline. And I don't think there should be. Putting that sign up could only decrease profits, and if they're using this oil, they're outsourcing their oil usually, they're getting this oil in, they have no reason to have to apologize for that. I mean, the oil companies that distribute the oil aren't the same as the ones who drill it. So they're not responsible for this. They shouldn't be held responsible. They shouldn't be boycotted for this. At the same time, boycotting could help the pipeline to eventually be taken down due to the fact that the companies actually building the pipeline would go out of business because their oil isn't being purchased. But you can't boycott it because there's no sign on the pump, like I said. But that's when the difficult part comes in. Not everybody can take off work, travel across the country, and go protest injustices. It would be nice if we could. But the problem that arises with that is that when the people directly affected by an action taking place are the only people protesting that action, people in power are less likely to take it seriously, mostly because they're assholes. And while this pipeline's production is being halted, it's important to note that it could at any time be started back up. And because the companies that I normally do my videos on, CNN, MSNBC, and most of all Fox News, see, you thought I wasn't going to mention them, but I did. You were wrong. Are sponsored by big oil companies, they aren't going to talk about this. So I think it's important for companies like the Young Turks and Philip DeFranco and myself, even though I only have 9 or 10 now subscribers, to cover this story. And the aforementioned people, and now myself, have been talking about it quite a bit. I think it's important for us internet guys to cover this story because if we don't, no one else will. The cable news networks and print newspapers aren't talking about this because they're getting money from big oil. Thank you, and good night. So that's all I'm going to say for this video. If you like this video, please like it. If you like it so much that you want to see more like it, please subscribe. And also, if you feel like you can add something to the conversation, please comment down below. And if you want to leave a mean comment about how you want to murder me, that's also something you can utilize the comments for. And, of course, as always, if you're still watching this video, I love you more than my emotionally detached personality will allow me to express, and that frustrates me deeply.